So in celebration of Calgary 2012 in our arts and culture scene, I'd like to introduce Calgary's first poet laureate, Kris Demeanor. Some people think that poetry is a bit stodgy. I think Kris will dispel all myths that poetry is stodgy. The arts help us think differently about ourselves, to challenge our ideologies and connect us to each other, and no one does this better than Kris. So I'd like to introduce our poet laureate, Kris Demeanor. Thank you.
Thank you, Drew. Well, I'll take you on a little bit of a teenage nostalgia trip. I think that's a logical place to go. And ironically, after all this talk about safety, this is about the thing that drew me and my buddies to the downtown as teenagers, was that little element of danger. Meep, 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 meep. Meep, 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 Build it, and they will still not come. Unless anything within reason can happen. Imagine every time you come into the core, you are a 14-year-old boy high on licorice and cream soda. Trepidatious parents give you $10 in bus fare and say, now don't get separated, call and we can get you, but you know you'll only call if Rob or Mike or Paul are either lost or badly injured. Suburban baseball diamonds, school playgrounds, reservoir fire pits, and basements of Middle-earth role-playing quests became sad substitutes for drama and danger, fading wisps of bored comfort as you ride with your trusted gang on the South Line north toward the tower, bodies heaving from laughing somewhat cruelly at the unhappy and bizarre, broad bubbles of exhalation condensation on the train window as you try to hide your hysterical fit by turning toward the industrial district. Only the unpredictability of the city can usher in the next wave of exploration, the initiation from coddled rumpus room urchin to street warrior. You ignorantly don't give up your seat to the elderly lady until you are told, and then you give it up. Because you are told, and now you know, off at city center, and immediately, in the heady vertigo of looking up, like the good part of a high fever, you all, because it's there and you can, get a hot dog from the stand, sit on the plaza steps with a Coke and surreptitiously smoke, hoping no friend of no one's parents passes by after a Hudson's Bay spree. At the arcade, Mike beats the Donkey Kong high score of a mean, stocky kid with a thumb cast, and they take it outside where your diplomatic patter from debate club diffuses and distracts, and for backup, Rob runs off to find the cops. In the museum, you all stand in front of the wooden Buddha and say, for sure you can see it breathe. The security closing in on the giggling until you have to reassure him you're not drunk, only giddy from the freedom. You go for fries at the diviest place on 7th Ave where you are offered oil and hash and the bathroom gender signs have been removed and replaced with felt marker profanities. Again, you start group laughing until too many eyes are on you. We better go, man. And on the South Line back toward your meatloaf and mashed potato caves, skin sticky with a layer of sweat and exhaust and smoke and pop and pizza sauce, an elated exhaustion brought on by a string of calculated risks and a small dose of fear that inspires Paul to say, you know, Somerset Maugham was wrong when he said, a city with its blaze of lights is unnatural, hostile, and menacing, like a monstrous vulture that hovers, biding its time. I see it more like a lonely dragon, all set up for a party, welcoming you in, ominous, yet strangely sublime. Build it, and they still will not come unless anything within reason can happen. Build it, and they will still not come unless anything within reason can happen. Build it and they still will not come unless anything within reason can happen. Build it and they will still not come and they will still not reason and they will still not they will still not come unless anything within reason can happen. Thank you.
That's great. Kris Demeanor.